You have to protect your peace at all costs. And for some, that may not be that big of a deal. I'll always advocate for protecting your peace. And again, for some people, that may be too much work. It may be not worth the hassle. However, you have to know what drains you and choose to entertain it or not entertain it. Peace starts with honest self awareness. A lot of people don't realize that something is draining them or has drained them into after the fact, into after a certain interaction with a certain person or certain people has already taken place. So you have to know what drains you and choose to acknowledge it right then and there, or make a mental note for the future to be like, hey, look, I don't like the way that made me feel. And you can either bring that up to said person or people, or you can choose to just not interact and deal with them. And that's not always convenient, right? Because sometimes the people that's draining us and it's causing these hiccups in our lives are the people we have to work with. Sometimes it's the people we don't have a way of just cutting completely off. So sometimes we have to deal with certain things, and there's certain ways to navigate that. You have to set boundaries without guilt and over explaining. You have to put up a wall essentially to protect yourself, to protect your peace of mind, to protect your mental health. And you have to do it in such a way that may be uncomfortable for you. That's not saying you got to be mean and hateful, but be honest, not only with yourself, but with that person or those people. And sometimes it can be places. Like, you just have to be honest about it. No is a full sentence. And if you're in a situation where there can possibly be some retaliation for you speaking up for yourself and setting those boundaries, then you need to, handle that accordingly. We're not going to get into that, but handle that accordingly, because at the end of the day, peace of mind sometimes is all we got. That's the only thing we got that's keeping us grounded is a peace of mind. And if you don't have a peace of mind, you really ain't got much. Life hard enough. It's hard enough that you have to deal with the woes of life and everything that come with it. The last thing you need to not have control of is you, your peace, your happiness, your joy, and that peace of mind. You have to get to a place where you're not giving everyone access to you at all time, every single day, every single hour of the day. Peace requires selective availability. Everyone shouldn't be getting the same version of you all the time. Everyone shouldn't be getting your time all the time. You are not a robot, you're a human, and you have to live life. So you shouldn't be available to anyone all the time unless you have little bitty children. And even then, you need a break sometimes. You should not be available for someone and be at someone's beck and call all the time. It's exhausting. It's not possible, and you end up hurting yourself in the long run because you put yourself in a position to become burned out. Set those boundaries with friends, family, coworkers, supervisors, bosses, the whole nine. You have to know when to cut off that access, whether that be permanently or temporarily. But you owe it to yourself to have that option and to utilize that option. Can't nobody force you to do otherwise. Only you control that. And if you allow it, then people start to take advantage of it. And that leads to its own set of issues and problems that then you have to work harder and work overtime to try to rectify and nip those situations in the bud. Walking away from conversations that go nowhere is the next thing. And that goes with friends and family. Like, if it's conversations that's not growing you, that's not fulfilling you, then I suggest you you not, entertain those conversations. You have to know when you are above certain conversations and topics, because overly messy and just too much mess and drama is exhausting. At least to me, as someone who I consider myself mostly grounded, like, I don't like too much mess and too much drama. We all guilty. We all like a little tea every now and then. But you have to know when too much is too much. You have to know when some conversations are above you, and politely just excuse yourself. I'm like, hey, look, I'm cool. I'm going to hit y'all back. I'm going to holler. I don't want to talk about that. Like, let's move on. Then also, you have to know that not everything deserves a response. When it comes to protecting your peace, people will try to bait you. They will try to rile you up just to get a response. There's a time and a place. Some conversations are going to require you to hold your tongue. Some conversations is going to require you to literally make mental notes, but keep it pushing and don't say nothing, because not everything deserves a response. Because sometimes what people would do is they would say certain things or do certain things just to get a response out of you. And you got to have the wisdom and understand that this is a bait and switch. This is them trying to get me out of body, trying to get me out of character. Don't fall for the okie doke. At the end of the day, you got to protect you, and you got to protect your peace. Peace of mind is all that a lot of people have left in this world. Moving on, you have to choose environments that feel safe and not stressful, because oftentimes we end up in places that we just not comfortable. We constantly just feel sluggish, or you just kind of always watching your surroundings and things just feel out of place. Peace is a place you intentionally build. So if hanging out at a certain venue causes chaos in your mind or in your body, remove yourself from that. If if your partners or your homegirls be like, hey, let's go out and let's go to this specific bar, and a certain bar, certain club kind of give you the ick, just that weird feeling, like, and you don't necessarily feel safe there, say no. Say no, thank you. Catch me on the next one, rain check. Or even if you get to a certain place and it's just not, you're not feeling it, you don't feel safe mentally or physically, remove yourself. Whether that be friends' houses, or friends' birthday parties, trips, girl trips to Miami. You hear me? Remove yourself from those situations. Don't stay in those situations longer than necessary, all for the sake of trying to keep the peace, yet you're sacrificing your peace. It's cool to like move around and just get yourself out of certain situations and or from around certain people, certain places. The next thing is that you're going to have to let go of people who thrive in chaos. Those friends who, again, all they talk about is mess. All they got to offer is mess. They ain't talking about nothing. They ain't talking about building nothing. They ain't talking about creating nothing. No goals, no dreams, no aspirations. Just constant drama, constant mess. You got to let those people go. That friend that's staying in that toxic relationship, you've given all the advice you can give. You've given money. You've tried to help, but said friend don't want nothing for themselves. They just love that cycle. They thrive in that chaos because they old lady or their old man said they were sorry, so they go back and they repeat the cycle. Remove yourself, remove them from your situation. Just get from around those type of people. You can't protect your peace around people who don't value their own peace. A lot of people, they don't even feel like they deserve peace of mind. So they'll come and try to disrupt yours. They don't feel like their life is peaceful. So they'll try to bring you into their world Some knowingly and then some unknowingly, but mostly knowingly. They'll try to bring you into their world so you can be miserable along with them. What they said, misery loves company. A lot of people are miserable, and because you don't present yourself that way, or you're not carrying yourself with said insane misery, they would try to drag you into that. They thrive on chaos. So if they don't value their peace, they doggone sure don't value yours. Get those type of people from around you. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends that you've known for 15 years. When you reach a certain level and you reach a certain point in your own life that you start to value certain things start to mean, things to you, like having peace, being grounded, not being, stressed out. When those things mean something to you, you have to protect it. Lastly, you have to prioritize rest. You have to prioritize joy and stillness. Like I said before, for a lot of people, all they have left is those things because that's what they can control. You can control how much rest you get. You control your joy. And then you be still. You control your peace. Protect those things with everything that you got. Peace isn't passive, it's something you have to actively create, actively work towards, and actively keep going after. It's not a one size fit all. It's not a one situation fits all. It's something that's going to be something you have to constantly work on. But I do believe that you can do it. I believe I can do it. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Quick Little Word Podcast. It's your boy, Chris Wright. Yeah, man, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this with somebody who may need to hear this message. And be sure to check out the description for all the links. The book is linked, A Quick Little Word, the devotional, check that out. And most importantly, the clothing brand, Facience.com. Check that out, man. And till next time, peace, love, and happiness.